Well, welcome to Bedford Park here in Matamata. Round 1, week 5 of the Waikato draft Premier A competition. Morrinsville are running out, led out by the man who is playing 100 games for Morrinsville Sports, Chad Bracey, and an amazing accomplishment for anyone to play 100 games for his club. My name is Bevin, Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting now as the home side. Matamata Sports, it's their Jubilee weekend, 25 years since Waharoa Walton United formed with Matamata Rugby to form United Matamata Sports, and it's been a great weekend. Today's referee, as he does a bit of a hop, skip and a jump, Ben Brownlee, he's assisted by Jake Zurin and Angus Thomas. Joined in commentary today, as I was last night, Gerard O'Reilly. Good afternoon, Gerard.
How are we, Bev? Yeah, we had a great night last night. This is the premium fixtures weekend. Near neighbours, Morrinsville.
Not the nearest, as I was having to tell people today, but you got someone a little bit closer, but
Morrinsville, only a few years ago, Alex Brodney won the Waikato Wide Championship. Alex Brodney now domiciled back at UMS. And conditions are pretty good. There's no sun to speak, a little bit of breeze, favouring the team travelling from right to left, which would be Morrinsville in the first half.
The conditions are pretty good out there. I know they repainted the lines because some people ran over them last night, apparently, the linesman was telling me. The grass was mowed this morning as well. It was looking pretty good after last night's game. And we're underway. Ben Brownlee says, let's get it going. It has gone short. Morrinsville trying to claim it. And it's going to be an offside from the knock-on. No leniency these days and those sort of things, is there? It's
young lady from Scotland looking at that quickly after the World Cup against Australia. That would have killed Scotland the final.
I think there might have been also a Lions series that
that
might have been ruled on that one too. Touch finder from the penalty. Finding United Matamata Sports. 12 metres inside Morrinsville's half. One there from Matamata. Couple of changes, it seems. If there's a knock on.
Henry Ford has just dropped that cold. Scrum. 5 metres inside.
Yeah, but guilty of maybe looking at the fence rather than doing the old basics first there, Gerard. Not catching the ball. Morrinsville's first possession. 5 metres inside their own half. Got a pretty good back line, of course, led by number 12, Dwayne Sweeney. Brought up his...
Long-time Waikato Chiefs, Jack Murray, all that.
I must say too, did enjoy that Blues win last night. Good luck to the Gallagher Chiefs tonight in the Super Rugby Aotearoa final. Against the Crusaders. I don't think there's too many outside the South Island who will be supporting the Crusaders tonight.
Looks like a change in the program. I can't see Alex Ruff out there for United Minnesota. I can see Kieran Holdsworth for 10, so the numbers aren't per program. Tana, Kieran Holdsworth is at 6.
Scrum looking steady here at the moment. Being fed in there by Jake O'Connor, number 8 to 9. Now it goes to the right hand side. Haven't really gone anywhere, just sideways. As O'Connor is having to go in there. Asks Ben Brownlee for the penalty and gets it. They go quick. Does Morrinsville up over the 10 metre line. Now they're inside Matamata Sports half. There for the number 4, Todd Arnold. Now it comes to the prop, Tukana Koite. And O'Connor has it. There, look, Sweeney now with the ball in hand. Breaks out of a couple of tackles. And gets a big fend off. How do you do? There for Tupaia.
Taking a double tackle by the two Akarana boys.
You'll hear the name there, the two Hakarinas. There's about 4 of them playing. O'Connor, nice little flick pass there to Ratcliffe. Nice pass. Oh, there's a couple of flick passes from Morrinsville far side. O'Connor's going to come left. There's a short inside pass. Now's a flick round the back, but
picked up by Troy Jewell.
United Matamata Sports has it.
Holdsworth's got it, and he will clear for touch and find it just outside his 22. Morrinsville looking threatening there, Bev.
They were hot on attack. Gerard, good shutdown in defence, but a little bit of luck going there from Matamata's way, and they get the ball back.
Here we go. Line out. Take it by Morrinsville.
Pretty quickly, Sweeney has it in hand. Towards the 22, but can't find it. O'Connor shuffling it through the forwards. Arnold once more. Therefore, Tane Tupaia. Now they find the 22, does Morrinsville. O'Connor goes right again. Now Ratcliffe, inside ball, but met by the UMS defence. Arnold with another carry, as the ball squirts out. There for Wolfgram, and he will go in for the first try of the match. It's a bit fortunate here for Morrinsville Sports. I'm not too sure how that ball came out, Gerard, but
it's ripped out of the tackle. Then it's a legitimate try.
That's what Ben Brownlee has said.
No complaints from the UMS players. Morris will take first blood after 5 minutes. 5-0.
So it's not really attacking rugby. Great to see.
Good conditions for it,
not too much wind to speak of currently. It was pretty stormy last night. I did stay not far outside of town, but there's a lot of wind and a bit of rain, and that's clear. That's good. And must say too, Gerard, being down here for the juniors this morning, a lot of junior grades being played. A lot of support on the sideline as well.
There's been a bit of a resurgence in rugby in the area, and there's a lot of hard work being done by our junior committee here at United Matamata Sports. And lots of rugby for the 4 or 5 year olds.
That's always fun to watch because they've got no clue which way they're running.
Ratcliffe now close to the sideline. It's a good looking kick. Just outside the left end up one.
Just a short, he sort of took 1.5 steps, stepped in and kicked it. It's a pretty good strike. So 5-0, Morrinsville Sports are leading here at Bedford Park. Great to have your company wherever you are. Do let us know wherever you're tuned in, who you're supporting. He's got a pretty good boot on there, does O'Connor. Best brings it back over the halfway line now. There for McElroy. Now it's there for Moronga. And he gets over the halfway line again, but still going sideways currently as Matamata, but still ball in hand. That's the main thing. There for Trent Williams. Ball squared out to itself backwards.
He'll have to tidy up. They've got the ball secured, I think. Tana Tuaka running. Fix it away. There's no Tana now. Steps. Makes a couple of metres. Being held up. They've got to let him go on the tackle. That's what they've done. Holdsworth now. Little dummy. Sold on that. Benatana Smith has put a deep kick down. Wateranga's got this in his 22 and he'll probably find touch. No, he's going to run it. Oh, and looks like Gerard has dropped that. That might be a scrum. Yes, referee Brownlee has called a scrum outside UMS 22.
Yeah, Brownlee's in his, he is young. He is only in his early 20s, but he's been around the traps now for a few seasons, and also been doing Premier A rugby for the last couple. So good to see him. He does temper his authority pretty well. Not the most loudest of referees, but certainly has his presence felt. Morrinsville now with a scrum just outside the 22.
Well, I've never seen a referee come off second best at a decision ever.
Some players have tried, haven't they?
Scrum. We're twisting it. Maybe a try again. Pull down by Moringa.
Surely advantage coming Morrinsville's way.
Up in the midfield, they've gone over the top. I can't see that player.
O'Connor, I think it is.
They're really pushing on now. Morrinsville looking threatening. Right under the post, the ball is available. Cliff, wide pass. It's intercepted by Tana. Oh, and they're going to go back to the advantage. Referee says it's a high tackle there. So,
yeah, Morrinsville just chancing arm. They must have known that the advantage was coming their way. Because the pass probably wasn't the most smartest of ones, but if you're playing under advantage,
you take your chance, don't you?
Definitely.
And Morrinsville have called a scrum. It's the bold move.
Seeing that creep in, the women have started that. Premier Women's in Waikato, I've seen, actually called scrums midway 22 in their own territory. Seeing that happen in the nets as well now. Why not suck the big numbers in,
You've got 40 metres either side of the set piece, haven't you, to have a go? O'Connor with the feed. Scrum by Morrinsville. He's waiting. Looks like he's ready to go.
Oh, intercepted. Well, see, this rule changed a couple of seasons ago, Gerard, where the number 8 can't be behind the ball. He's got to be behind the last feet of the scrum. And I think Josh Tuhakaraina might have just been in front there a little bit.
They've gone for the scrum again. They're really putting the pressure on UMS. Morrinsville. Been a long run for Les McElroy.
I see the end. I can just say more, but Porter, his first name.
Might see Keely Philibal pick this up from the base of the scrum. Morrinsville. He's got a wide open right-hand side line. He's created a 3-on-2.
I think he'll go left here, to be honest. Just with who you have left.
He's got it. He's going left. Scrum screwed. Radcliffe now. This is out. Sweeney.
Racy with it.
Very close.
Nothing like a man playing 100 games and scoring.
Tapia took that in strongly. O'Connor. Really hot on their attack. Sweeney, and he's put the wipers kick in and taken.
Yeah, they're playing under advantage again, though.
More advantage to Morrinsville.
Bit of ill discipline creeping up here. Gerard just United Matamata Sports a bit too quick on the defensive line, trying to shut them down, but Ben Brownlee's not going to miss those.
No, they will give away too many penalties in this attacking zone. Otherwise, we could see some cards. Might be the scrum now.
I've seen it do it. Work buffers.
15 metres in for touch.
got Paul Walkgram, who's already made one good break, just hanging out on the blind here, but doesn't look too interested in the ball coming his way, even though, you know, maybe the old double bluff comes out. The ball does come to him.
We have a little, what they call the left out, with Philly Val coming left. We're only at 2-on-3. We'll have to look at this one scrum again. Take a while to get the scrum down, Bev.
Yeah, we discussed it last night, didn't we? That it's still the hardest language to be learned is the front row.
Kind of beats the scrum. Twist again.
Good push in here from Morrinsville, though.
They could be going for a push over here. He's short. Getting Philly short. Held up. He's held up. And they're bouncing back.
Great defence there from Matamata.
Connor beats again. Oh, big defence. Skulander there having a burst. Morrinsville. Radcliffe. 13. Chad Brayson. It's like a knock on. That is going to just relieve an enormous amount of pressure for UMS.
Yeah, he just didn't take that one cleanly and sort of wrapped the ball around his body. Not easy to claim those ones, but I think that's about the fourth handling error we've had in 15 minutes. So maybe a bit of nerves out there.
I think there's a lot on this game, to be honest. And I think Morrinsville will be looking for more points at this stage. They've had a lot of ball territory. I think that probably, I can remember UMS being in Morrinsville's half more than just once in these first 15 minutes.
Yeah, Morrinsville came off a very good win against University last week. They were pushed for at least half the game, but then ran away with it in the second half. United Matamata Sports, because they went down to Hotapu over in Cambridge last week, which unfortunately for them was then relegated to the championship, whereas Morrinsville will stay up in the premiership. Round 2 action next week. The eight Premier teams already decided. Championship still to be decided later on this afternoon. Well, today actually, because the Division 1, I think there's about 7 teams playing for places in that.
A number of possibilities of who's going into the championship.
Good afternoon to Jude. Thanks very much for your comment there, Jude, and good to have your company watching as well. I mean, I bring the stream so people can watch, so I'm glad you can.
Josh Stewart right announced the UMS scrum 10 minutes from their own line, midfield. The ball goes strong push from Morrinsville. They released it. Tana has got it now. Kieran Holdsworth, and he'll thump the ball, and that is going to find touch just outside the 22. So a little bit of relieving pressure there. My apologies, it is Alex Rupp that's on the field. I'm sure that's on the 13 jersey. He's played a lot of rugby for King Country. I'm sure that's him. Good. Connor beats Split. He's taken a tackle by Tana Tuakarai. Radcliffe now.
Oh, the pass just too far in front there. Tell you what, Sweeney at the young age of 36, I think maybe.
How old he is?
That's a guess, by the way. He took that ball very highly. You know, he's almost had to jump for that for the first pass he had to take from O'Connor. Didn't do too bad.
He's got a poor heading around the ribcage.
That has been said today. I've had a couple of people. Yeah.
Still a class act, though,
Great man to talk to as well. So, Matamata Sports going to be pretty happy here. They've been camped in their own half for a very long time.
It's 20 minutes and they've only one try.
That's the main thing. It's not about the statistics. There's only one statistic that matters at the end of the game.
What's on the scoreboard? They've been starved of position and starved of territory. So we'll see what happens as this game develops. But We're all the way through, gone very quickly.
Because United Matamata Sports win this season came against Melville, which was a bit of a surprise, but
Great game. I was here for that. It was a very, very good game. It's taken a while. Doesn't matter what level you're playing, scrums seem to be a bit of a nightmare, don't they?
$100 years for Waikato Rugby this year. A couple of good big weekends coming up later on in the season. Really interesting to watch. August 21st, Thames Valley versus Mid Canterbury, Women's NPC, the Farah Palmer Cup, and also Bunnings NPC with Waikato playing Taranaki, which is the first provincial team Waikato played 100 years ago, 1921, all at the FMG Stadium Waikato.
Well, the horse got out right along the back line and Sam Burgess came in a fullback there and gave taking the ball in a little bit of room. They weren't able to capitalise with the pass.
A great use of the old cliche that ball beats man. It was just simple passes to the man, just in front of him, enough to run onto it, down the hole. Burgess, with a bit of gas, just ran out of room on the sideline.
Going up, that always takes it. He's got a good ball away.
I've seen a few breaks from him before.
Numbers out here. This is Latai. Kieran Holdsworth now.
Might have been a bit high though.
Yeah. Yes. Ferguson does flying into the shots back. Marginal. And Holdsworth with one touch. I think yes he does. Just outside.
Good use of the light post down there. Let's get the ball, back in play. None of the ball boys having to go and fetch it too far.
This is the first UMS in the game.
Set piece just inside the 22. All the backs lined out left hand side. With Burgesson lobbing around.
On the wrap around. Not happy with himself.
Of course, Gerard, the first thing you've got to do is catch the ball, don't you? They're guilty there. And Ellinger is up to 7 now for this game after 22 minutes.
Having plus drained off suffered under the field, getting that sorted out. So
good to see him out on the paddock then.
Really great inspiration out here. Better scrum from the
They're shutting down Bracey really quickly.
Breakfast put a big ball up there. Ferguson's taken it down. He's got McNaughton with him, and Morang is with him as well. He's trying to find a gap. He's found it, not quite. All available. Jewel, step back. Williams taking the ball up. To our Corona boys in action again. Ferguson trying to find a hole. There's none there. Tana Tuakarana has picked that up and laid the ball back. They're trying to get him over the top, and there could be a penalty. Yes, there is. Not releasing. The referee Brownlee says we'll have a bit of a stoppage there and a water penalty.
Yeah, I think he just stopped. Oh, he might have laces, but I think he stopped play just because the board's bodies they seem to be all over the place. Blew it off, blew it back on again. interesting to see if Tana Tuhakaraina gets the ball and what he does with it. But no, it's going to go short first up. I think it's a cross between the two, just looking at the signals there. It did look quite short, the throw. Connor, I think it's part of his rugby equipment is that head bandage he wears. I'm not sure whether it's due to that care he has, but I'm sure every time I see him play, he's got a big white bandage wrapped around his head. Good old commentator's curse there, Gerard.
He's just been monster coming back. Takes it well, sits off in a bit of a run, tries a couple of holes.
Oh, Wakey do! Oh, Wakey do, Johnson!
They've lost the ball at Morrinsville, taken it to the edge. Bedford put it up. Jenkinson under this one. Just outside his 22. Looks to his right, looks to his left, and he's decided to thump one down. That's got to be a kick. Taken by Redford, who's covered well. Taken his 22. He's launched a big kick up, but that's not finding touch either. McNaughton under this. Fires it into Tana Tuhakaraina, who looking for space. Got a few players outside him. Goes back inside. Jules now. Back to Tuhakaraina. If he can get this ball away. Jules back. Good support. And he's lost it forward, but that was promising.
Seems to be the story of the day here, Gerard, with UMS. With got ball in hand. They're looking promising. But the issue is just holding on. And a little bit of a loose carry there from the number 7 from United Matamata Sports, resulting in another scrum. And those handling errors are really creeping up at the moment. But
Jules and Tuhakaraina both players touching the points. Just to see they can't hold on to It's really a big crowd here. I think they'll be enjoying this. It's a really open sort of game. It's up and down the park.
The other two games on earlier, the 21s and the Bees. I've got a funny feeling Morrinsville Sports may have taken out the 21s. I'm not too sure about the score of the Bees.
Bees Morrinsville won the Bees game.
Okay, so it was a 2-1 there for Morrinsville.
No, because the UMS.
Have I got back to front, have I?
Yeah,
I've got it back to front, okay.
24-12. 24-12. 29-12.
I knew someone had won something. Yeah, so one apiece, that's fine.
This is the decider.
The decider.
5 all at the moment. 20. Nearly half hour.
One good thing about this game, Gerard, is that we've had half an hour, whereas that half an hour last night took about an hour because of the 4 injuries we had. Yeah. Thankfully, the attrition's a lot better here. Does sound as though everyone's okay from last night, other than their ball wounds. Bracey again with the first hit up.
Now we're up to the game ground. Full back, Smith. Side to the right. He's taking it up the middle. Here's some support. Yep, they've got support there. Here's some space now. Running through. They kick it back. You can't get the ball back inside. Commentators is going wide now. Trent Williams is taking it. Dan Pearce on the charge. There's McElroy. Ferguson through. And he scored in the corner.
They may just need to double check this with the assistant referee because he sort of dropped it. But I had a funny feeling from the side here, Joel. What do you reckon? You're the man behind camera.
Touch and go. Too quick.
Yeah, it looked okay, but Angus Thomas, the assistant referee, it's awarded. I think it's fair call.
In real time it looked good. But yeah, if we had to slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down frame by the thousandth of a frame.
But that looked promising for UMS. The ball stuck this time. The passes were first out in front. Jekyll found the gap.
Ferguson just hitting that hole very well.
Yeah, Ferguson did well. He ran strongly for the corner. Driver scored.
Great to see some promising stuff from both sides. I don't think this game's going to go anywhere too soon.
Another thing too is actually a good hard fair game, good spirit. I think a lot of these boys actually know each other.
There was a bit of that between ones actually. I noticed there was a bit of talk between both teams. So the kick just outside the 22, 2 metres looks for the touch. Left hand side. The wind is very gentle, so not really going to affect things. Not a bad kick, but it's to the left.
5 all to score. 10 minutes to play.
At half time, take away the first. So leave half. Take the second. End of the game. 2 balls on the game on the field. The last night we didn't have any at all. You know, then we had 2.
No one's claimed it at all. Lartai's claimed it. He's up to the 10 metre mark at the end of the ball. Another try, put a high one up. Underneath the full ground, he's taken it well. Smith has. Looks like there's been a high shot there. On Smith. Referee Browning would penalty outside.
Yeah, well, nothing is given these days over, you know, height. Neither it should be either. You know, head safety comes first. As this penalty kick hasn't found touch.
He's got 4 on the outside. There's a little bit of space. There's a little bit of space. He's through. He's got It's with him. Goes with he can't take the ball. Hard luck.
Might have been Bergenson running onto that. And the ball was just floated, the pass was floated. The ball carrier, the original ball carrier, was just held in a really well-timed tackle, which meant the pass wasn't quite as fluid to Ferguson. He had run onto that. Good night, Nurse. Second try of the match, the United Matamata Sports and Ferguson, but in the end, Morrinsville covered very well. They just have to watch the tackling. No, they're going too high and they're falling off. Got to go low. You heard it in the past. I'll say it again. Clark can't run without their legs.
There's a slight momentum shift in this game.
It won't be the last, Gerard. It's not going to be the last of this game. I think it's going to go the full 80. Racing playing first receiver. Quite often.
Chased down by McNaughton. Put them inside.
Yeah, they did quite well to come around. I've got a funny feeling it might have been leaving his feet. These arriving players, you know, trying to pitch the ball, but they were sealing first. Talking of your golf this morning, Gerard, did you wear 2 pants, you know, in case you got a hole in one?
I want you to be getting a hole in one. It's pretty much.
Gracie again on the first receiver.
He's doing a lot of work in the field, Gracie. Comes one up. Moranga's got it. This one takes it well. Ferguson's riding up the side of Brunson there with them. Ferguson nearly through. Lost the ball again, I think. No, he's got it. Holds with it.
Don't know how he held on to it, but he did.
Brunson throwing that back inside. Martai. Something's happened there. And it's Rob. O'Connor chips it over the top, and that will find touch just on halfway.
Quite a decent win there for Morrinsville Sports. Again, United Matamata had them under the pump on defence, but they're just covering well enough in the end. And wasn't a bad idea just to keep Matamata back a little bit more, keep them peeling backwards, play a bit of territory. 5 minutes to go before half time.
Martai throws it. Oh, they've missed that. It's been taken by Morrinsville. Ratcliffe. Sweeney. Tracy. Canada. Taken by Thrupp. Jordan over the top. Ball presented for O'Connor there.
Matamata just up too quick there.
Offside again. And what will Morrinsville do here?
You only got one arm.
Skipper, and they decided to put this into touch just outside the UMS presence. And that is midway goal line 22. Very attacking line out.
You got any scores, Joel? Or is that what
they would like to score here, UMS would like to hold them out 5 minutes before half time. They're going to drive it. Screws around, looks promising from Morrinsville. They're driving this towards the line. Referee right on the spot. Can't afford to pull this down. And it could be a try.
It is.
Towards the try. Morrinsville has scored, not too sure who the try scorer was. But a very effective ball from the line out. And is it hooker number 2?
It is number 2, yep.
Peter Davenport has scored the try for Morrinsville just before half time.
Yeah, it was a good maul there from Morrinsville Sports, and really nothing legally that Matamata could do to stop that. It just kept moving. Momentum was all their way, and good pushover scrum. We're seeing that a lot. Premier Rugby this season. Hamilton Maris last week against Fraser Tech, they got a penalty try and a regular try out of it. We have no scores from the other grounds, so if anyone is tuning in from any of the other Premier games, can you please let us know in the comments? That would be great.
Just lining this up. Right on the 5 metre line. From touch. And he's given us a good thump, and it's just shaved the right hand upright. So, score remains at 10-5 to Morrinsville. 3-4 minutes before half time.
In the Division 1, Leamington 19 over Te Rapa 3 currently. That's the only score that we had from the 245 games. My understanding, Joel Otrahonga have taken out the Premier B competition, round 1?
I believe so.
Provisionally, Otrahonga have won the round 1 for Premier Bs. So congratulations to them.
Take it by Connor. Takes it in.
He took the tackler with him.
He's stuffed the ball deep into UMS territory.
The old Rover ball.
Jenkinson had to wait for the double bounce and they've been awarded a penalty.
It's leaving their feet. Yep.
Putting
Hands on the ground.
Yep. Good kick from McSweeney.
He's just got it. He's just got his class, doesn't he? You know, and gets it through.
Also takes the game up to half way.
That crowd, I reckon, Gerard, would be about 500 strong at least.
It's a good crowd.
Jubilee weekend. Line out just inside Morrinsville Sports halfway line. Matamata bringing their forwards in now.
Picked off again by Morrinsville.
Oh, a little knock on the carry. Well refereed there by Ben Brownlee because it's in front of us and I didn't see it, but he's the man on the spot.
Might be a little bit of chat at half time. About the UMS line out. There's about 2 or 3 they've picked off.
I think it's 3 now.
That's 3,
yeah.
I think it's 2.
The errors that are being made, both teams actually are simple. They're not big, big ones where you scratch your head and wonder about. Matamata backs is split at the moment, left and right. As we have a pitch invader, shall we say, on the field.
And you need to get that little child off quickly.
Yep.
Off he goes.
Did their best to evade capture, but John.
It's a pitch-based
Right, almost
mechanics.
right on halfway. UMS ball. Josh Tucker on scrum. What's going on here? It's taking its time. There's this referee around. He's going to come around the side and have a look at it.
I think Morrinsville, my understanding here, Morrinsville might just be holding back a little bit on the set, not engaging enough at the same time as Matamata. So it's just setting off an off balance there. That you definitely don't want in a game of rugby because we all know what can happen in a collapsed scrum.
Upset now. There it goes. He's right line. Boys has got in the back. Rupp with it now. Rupp having a burst. Taken down on a double tap. Tackle over the top. That's got loose again. Picked up by Latai. He's got the ball to the ground and someone has knocked the ball on there. I think it might have been Josh Tucker. He just came at him quickly and he's knocked that on.
Yeah, just got a little bit messy there. Probably for the first time this game. There has been some injury. Yeah, there has been a lot of knock-ons, but that was the first time it really got messy.
I wonder about these scrums, Bevin. The referees give these front rowers the same talk every single Saturday, don't they? Do they get the same talk or is it a different talk?
Well, it depends on the referee. Yeah, different referees, focus on different things. But I mean, you don't see too many. Actually, Kane Haynes, the former All Black, and Māori All Black too, he's taken up refereeing. I'd love to ask him, how well he does in his day,
I don't know whether Kane Haynes would get much of that chat as a referee either.
No, I don't think he would.
Scrum again. They're trying to defeat this time for Morrinsville. Midfield. Scrum something really to the left all day. Got his hands in there, got it. Ratcliffe. Sweeney, he's run a little reverse.
It was a flat pass.
Gone to ground. Steve Evans made a good tackle there. Him again.
Oh, just it!
Right on the second half. And the score that under the bar.
Tell you what, Gerard, I thought he'd flying out the line far too quick there.
Yeah,
And I think
I think it might have
that was the case, but he
suspicion
just
of being offside, but the referee and the judge said no. He has flown up
he
and
was very
absolutely
fortunate.
one, hasn't he? He's
Yep.
absolutely stolen one. Crowd's come alive with that right on half time. Couldn't have been a better half time prerequisite for UMS. My understanding, Tana Tuakarana has just been included in the wider training group.
It's a Bunnings NPC these days.
Bunnings NPC.
Yes,
I
Gerard.
got my sponsors mixed up. Goodness me.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. It's actually funny enough, it has been ITF Cup for a few years
My
now.
budding career as a commentator is about to come to a grinding halt.
So that is half
time.
That is half time. So going on to half time here, Gerard. What's Coach Mottu saying to his team?
I think he'd be very concerned about the line out. It's 3 on 1.
The team went to take half time to over double. Take wins.
Yeah, I think Matt Bartlett, the coach from Morrinsville Sports, saying something very similar. Keep it simple. Get rid of those easy errors that are being made. Anyway, that is half time. It is a conversion that's only in between the two teams. It is the home side, United Matamata Sports, leading 12 over Morrinsville Sports 10. Welcome back to Bedford Park. Second half about to get underway. Gerard O'Reilly with the goal.
It's taken. Morrinsville, they're setting this ball up. And they're running up the second man play there. Ben Bonner on a halfback now. Former Thames Valley plays. Put a high one up. Pierce is underneath it, and he's locked that forward. And that ball has gone forward off Pierce. Good high kick from Ben Bonner.
Bit of a Thames Valley field in this game because Alex Bradley as well, who was part of the 2018 Meads Cup winning side. He actually captain of the 2018 Thames Valley.
Down in North Otago,
They did. Get out the old flyby card on those kicks. So there's been a few from Morrinsville that have just got a lot of hang time on them, and that's where it's causing Matamata Sports bit of problems underneath the high ball currently.
You expect a halfback of Bonner's class to be able to put a decent punt up from the base of the scrum. Scrum right in front of us on halfway. Bonner, Ratcliffe, Sweeney now on the charge, taken by Holdsworth, rolled over. Good ball, number 6, Tame to fire. Bonner releases again, Ratcliffe.
Tracy again with his 100th carry of the game.
Loose ball. Sweeney tidies up. Mate Sweeney may not be the quickest player on the field, but he certainly knows how to sort things out when things go wrong. Quick tackle from there. Holdsworth did it. Take points down. Tough. It's right in front of us.
The amount of time Sweeney had, he had to go back and clean that up. Wasn't loose pass going behind him, but he just had all the time in the world. And then all of a sudden he's busted out of a couple of tackles.
Here we go again. It hasn't gone 5. Hasn't gone 5. Play it out. Looks like Israel Dill to me.
That might be another ankle by the look of things. Right in front of us here, and he looks a little uncomfortable.
Can I give a shout out to the UMS physio? That's Janet Wangstaff out there. And she has been our physio at United Matamata here for 25 years. She's done the whole time since the start of the amalgamation of the clubs. She has given up her Saturdays every winter, 25 years.
3/4 of my lifetime, Gerard. That's a while. I'm getting old these days. 25 years is...
It's only about a third of my lifetime there.
I wasn't going to point that out, Gerard. I thought I'd pick up myself first. We talked about it earlier in the first half, just while we're waiting for this injury break. Waikato centenary, 1921 to 2021. 100 years of Mulu rugby. 3-game triple header coming up 21st of August at FMG Stadium, Waikato. It's the mighty Thames Valley Swamp Foxes, my home union, playing Mid-Canterbury first up. Then we've got the Farah Palmer Cup match, which is yet to be decided. And then the big one at 7:05 at the FMG Stadium, Waikato. We go back to the 100 years. Waikato are playing Taranaki, which is the province that Mulu's first played against, as the players being helped off the ground here.
Jewel has taken off. 16.
The other thing too, Gerard, for the 100 years is October 3. Looking forward to this one, or the Waikato Legends playing a Springboks invitational side over at Cleveland's Park.
Cleveland's Park?
Yes, over at Cleveland's Park. Not at the arena, it's a bit hard to play rugby at the arena.
Who's in that Springbok side?
The sides aren't yet to be decided, but I'm wondering whether the likes of Kevin Putt might be in there.
Yes.
They represented both Waikato and the Springboks. They played for Natal from memory. Action back in play now.
Wallace had a little knock on there. Just a little look up and knock the ball on.
First time we've seen the Morrinsville scrum go backwards, and that's what caused it. Just a bit of rush to Ben Bonner, forcing that mistake. And good start there from the UMS forwards first up in the second half. He hits some hot chips, please.
Bruce Brownie sets the scrum. Right on the feet. Going backwards and see if he do nice, but get it away to.
It's almost the same as the last scrum, wasn't it, Gerard? The complete opposite, though, in the fact that, all the heat came in from Morrinsville and just a little handling error.
Playing the conditions for the handling
Well, there's a lot of cloud up on the Kaimais over there, but there's no rain to speak of. Wind has picked up a little bit, but nothing too drastic out there.
Traditionally, UMS love playing towards their own club room in the second half. You might see some kicks down at the Eastern club room corner. Bonner now. Feeds Ratcliffe. Another hand here. It's time for Morrinsville. Picked up by Casey McNaughton over there. And a charge down. This time it's...
To be fair, I actually think the pass was also forward. There was there's a few things going on in there. And we saw this at the start of the first half too, where it got a little bit messy and then was cleaned up and a lot of more structure to it. So, if you're sitting at home wondering whether to go and bake for dinner or worry about Mother's Day tomorrow, I wouldn't be going anywhere, to be honest, folks.
No, I got the feeling these passes and the errors are going to stick. We can get the passes sticking, both sides, this game can break open. I think be in this part of the field for about 10 minutes. Hot chips. Rough on the charge. Yeah, he's taking the ground. Bonner's trying to get over the top, but they've secured the ball. Claudius now takes it. Top part on the field. He's laid the ball back nicely. Trying to tell Grinder again. Takes on the line. Yes, on the charge. He's on his own though. Morong is over the top of him. So is. And here's Luck. Toe with the ball. Stevie Edmonds out midfield. The young hooker. On a forward pass. We have had nearly 10 minutes of the game. The game hasn't shifted outside the halfway to 10 metre mark.
And it's about the full scrum.
Yes, it has been nothing but error in here.
Main thing is, I think, when you look at it from a coach's point of view, Gerard, is that it's been both sides. Neither team currently being penalised.
No, that's right. And now we've got to replace that. Yep. This McElroy has been replaced by Joel Watto. I think Joel had a run for the under-9, under-21s. He's a big, strong young kid, very promising.
His shins look a little bit more grassier than everyone else out there, so it's possible he probably did play an 80-minute game earlier. Joel, have you got any idea what happened there?
Maybe he flicked the ball and his other hand wasn't ready and it went the other way.
I guess he was trying to toss the ball in between his hands and Didn't quite catch it. That was quite interesting. The ball just squirted out by itself. And,
He'll blame the Jew for that one.
oh, definitely the Jew. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's got to be the Jew's fault.
Scrum set, one of the feet. Looks like a clean set scrum. After for the back, he's got a bit of a break taken by Pierce. Good bust by taking higher there. Got another advantage being played by referee Brownlee here. Ratcliffe now. Gracie. Here's Sweeney with a bit of space. Good pass out to Winger, and now number 8.
See, that's the hot chips.
UMS will be hoping to tighten this line out up. But it's untied. It's been claimed by Peter Davenport. Morrinsville. Really well. Set up a midfield. Bonner with a good pass. Sweeney now. Still on his feet. Still going forward. Rush trying to grip swim to the ground. They've got him. High tie with a drive.
One off runners here at the moment from Morrinsville, and it's working for them.
And here's a try. It'll be a try. It's like 4 Wolves fans will run it.
Yeah, well, something had to give there, and it was UMS defence in the end, and that lead changes once more underneath the posts as well. So UMS caught napping down that left-hand side, and I'm not sure if Dave Sweeney's got an injury here, but he's sitting down. No, his boot. That's his boot. I'm going to say he's fiddling with something, but yeah, no, this is his boot. So
how many pairs of boots do you reckon Dwayne Sweeney would have accumulated?
I don't know, but here's a good stat for you, Gerard. He was the very first New Zealander to play rugby on the Olympic Park. Played bar bars just before the All Blacks did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2015. Short stab, and it's over.
Yep. So now it's 17 to 12. Morrinsville in front, and we've had 15 minutes of the second half. Still anybody's game, really.
I do love that J Swap manual scoreboard over there. Other than the time, it does the job pretty well.
I can tell you the story about the operator of that guy called Corby. He takes a half dozen of line read over it there. He sits in there and he watches the game, does the scoring. He quietly drinks his beer. He's been doing that for years and years and years. This has been a good relieving kick. That ball is out 5 metres back into UMS territory. Williams takes it cleanly, 2 hands. To Akarana, to Holdsworth, to Thrupp. Thrupp on a burst. If he'd got that ball away. He's made a little half break. Tara Akarana's feed that back. Josh now. Trent Williams. Release the ball. Little kick through, but it's been read well by Hunter, and the referee's found a penalty.
I was going to say that's a very interesting decision to put the boot to ball there. But playing under penalty advantage and maybe just seeing Morrinsville being up a little bit flat there, and that's what actually they were penalised for as well. Maybe the options were down, so the idea was good on that little grass kick, but just needed to be a little bit further and wider of the fullback from Morrinsville. Matamata Smith.
Holdsworth has banged this at the touch right on the 22. Here's the first attacking opportunity for UMS in the second half. That straight, referee says it's not straight. UMS line-up problems continue.
Yeah, well, it's quite funny because the number 13, Alex Rupp from United Matamata Sports, really put his arms up there and gone, what has gone on there? There was no one jumping other than the man at the back, Braden Porteous. He's had a very quiet game, actually, when we covered the Te Aomuru Sports UMS game. Porteous was every other name, basically, you were saying. So he hasn't had too much to do today. But it didn't really matter in the end. No one was jumping because the line-out wasn't straight. Throw.
Scrum on the Morrinsville 22, on a speed. Grab on that side, is it? It is. He's made a good bust. He's got through. Taken in the tackle by McNaughton. Halfway on attack. Bonner. Hooker. Peter Davenport. Radcliffe. And a good tackle from... no, he's let him go. Krupp now. Krupp hanging on to Radcliffe. Swing him to the ground.
Good straight tackle there.
And we've got another advantage being played. It looks like UMS was slightly offside during that movement. Whoa!
Man coming out of the line there. Partai just connected there, but penalty advantage being played. And a good relieving kick here from Morrinsville. Getting themselves just a couple of metres outside Matamata Sports 22. Should say also big thanks to the Matamata Sports Committee for putting me up in the hotel last night. Good stay at Tower Motel on Tower Road, so thanks very much guys for doing that.
It's gone over thrown. Turner. It's given out. He's gone to the ground. Holdsworth. Finds McNaughton. Ferguson outside. Can't get the ball to him. Rolling over. The ball available now. Krupp. Strikerainer. Latai. Artier, I beg your pardon. He'll be off the foot. No, he says it's a knock on.
Oh, I've got a funny feeling Tanner's just got a foot to it. A little finger to it as he's gone onto his foot. But again, handling errors, Gerard here, really costing UMS.
Yep. I have to agree.
And at the moment, that's probably the difference in the 5 points.
Also suggest referee Brownlee's making a pretty good system. Seems to have a very good control, good rapport with the players. He's not missing an awful lot.
No, he's young guy, as I said in that first half, but does his job very well.
On and out.
Matamata Smith with a bit of a half break.
Steve Evans, that's a good tackle on his opposite. Radcliffe. Some good tackling going on here, but this Morrinsville securing the ball well. Radcliffe again. Sweeney. Oh, relieving penalty. He rolled over one too many times. By
The old duck crawl.
Yeah.
Can't do that in any grade. Don't see it too much the higher you go up these days, but still not a penalty. Still a penalty in any, in every grade. Double movement, duck crawl, whatever you want to call it. A few names for it.
Holdsworth
Might
put in
not.
a pretty good kick
Oh, yeah.
there. That's not a bad effort.
Chad Bracey looked interested in it not being in touch,
That's
but
a very good touch finder from Kieran Holdsworth.
probably 50 odd metres there.
Yeah, it's a good one. At the 3/4 mark of the game. Changes coming on now. Looks like Michael Rope on for Morrinsville. And Johnny Dornbush for UMS, the 18 jersey. Up coming on. Up they get it. Pierce this time. Tuakarana to Tuakarana, and a little burst from Tana. He's held up on the advantage line. Claudius challenges the line. Oh, that's been robbed. Robbed by Morrinsville. Oh, another penalty. Penalty to Morrinsville.
Got a funny feeling. I've just checked the bench there, Gerard. Michael Ratt has come onto the field in number 18,
Okay, we've got
rather than Michael Rope.
got some changes to our program. Ratcliffe's put a ball out now, just between halfway and 10 metres.
I only know that because I've played a few games with and against Michael Ratt in last man stands Hamilton cricket. Good bloke.
Good take. Sweeney standing at first receiver. Ratcliffe now.
Bracey.
Still going forward. Presented the ball. I think they might have lost it. Morrinsville lost the ball. Yes. Taking it up in the midfield. He's presenting it. Put his boot to ball. I think that's Josh Tuakarana. Sweeney now. Looks like he's been playing fullback. Puts a good pass across. Wolfgram's got it now. He's outside the outside. Can't see who that player is. They've got him up off the deck. They hold him up as a field wall.
Oh, great defence there because the Morrinsville player tried to get to ground, he couldn't. And this might be a collapse ball up. No,
It's
it is now.
It's a scrum and Morrinsville were held up by UMS, and it's a UMS scrum.
Yeah, the Morrinsville player just tried to get to ground, didn't he? Couldn't quite in time. For great defence there from UMS to hold him up and win the turnover. Just over 10 minutes to go, second half. Just a reminder, folks, time you see on the screen is only a rough estimate. It is not the referee's time, and that's what matters in the end. How many games do you always, you always hear about something happening every season, don't you? That someone doesn't play to the whistle, and they've lost due to it. So, especially in a tight game like this, 17-12 to the visitors, Morrinsville.
So who's that? Here's come up to the back of the scrum. He's trying to find that club room corner. He hasn't found it. Wolfram now, centre field. He's going to put a kick up.
Might be a bit of a late one on there.
Referee says it's on. Okay.
Yeah, Wolfram looks okay, other than the fact he's not happy about the penalty not going his way. got some more
There
subs
we go.
coming on.
Looks like Ratcliffe is off, and Ratcliffe, I think, has had a pretty good game there.
He's done quite well in the number 10 jersey. They're controlling
Yeah,
things.
he has.
Both 10s. Hodsworth for Matamata as well.
Yeah. He's been replaced by, it looks like, Henry Wilson for the program.
Yeah, I think Sweeney's going to go in at first receiver for the remainder of the game.
Yes, 2 hands.
It's not straight
Not
though.
straight, and here we go again.
You can't complain about it when he's basically received it straight to him. Hasn't had to do a lot of movement with his arms. If you are wondering the reason why Joel, our cameraman, is looking a little bit loopy behind the camera, I'm sure people have realised that there's a big camera in his way, so he's doing his best to get out of it. Loopy because he goes backwards and forwards. Going sideways though.
UMS and they've pushed him. What's he going to do? What's the referee
It's
gonna
too far. I think the front row started to pop up as well there. But UMS need to be a little bit careful there though, because it starts to look a little bit like intentional wheeling from them. So we don't want to be pinged for that when they've got a good scrum going forward.
Who knows what's going on in scrums? Here we go again. And he's got a penalty.
He may not have stopped the clock. Yeah, this is what I was saying there, Gerard, about Matamata
Oh, and here we go. Having a shot at goal.
needing to watch this scrum. And that time they'll ping for standing up. Sweeney here is about 45, 48 metres on the angle.
But you can see what his thinking is. It gets them out of the 7-point range.
It does, and eats up that time.
Yes, it does. Yep. Smart move.
So 42 metres out to the posts, right hand side, 17 metres in from touch. Johnny Sweeney, the old campaigner here. There is still no wind to speak of. I don't think distance is going to be the problem. As we've already seen in this game, especially. Oh, talk about the commentators' kids there, Gerard.
Takes it, he'll bang this back. And he hasn't found touchy. Either, but there's been a knock. Been a knock on there. Yes, by fullback, Commentators Smith. So UMS a little bit lucky there.
Yes, Jude, I take a poll with me wherever I go to my games and put it somewhere in the way. That's pretty much how my streams work. It doesn't matter who I work for. Occasionally, when you go to grounds like FMG Stadium, Waikato, I tend to forget it. But yeah, no, I always bring a poll with me and put it in the way. I think I said that to you. First things I said about my stream.
Tricky move there. Tanner's got the ball. He's through. Tanner's through. He's got a couple on either side of him. Going to ground. And a penalty. What's going to happen here?
Oh, leaving their feet. No, they're going to go quick.
Taking a quick one. Joel Waru. Burgesson.
Oh, wacky dude.
Great tackle. Stopped in a great tackle. Trent Williams now. He's a little bit isolated, but he set the ball well. Josh Turaka on it. He's made some yards. Pierce. Still going. Pressure now. All available. Right on attack now, UMS. Morrinsville seems to be withstanding the pressure at this point. Every metre vital. Latia over the top. Pierce now. When are they going to give the backs a go? It looks like Dana has something cooked up. And there's a...
Going to start. The forward's looking at this. Yeah, he's got his arm out.
Still, no, I don't know whether he's still got the arm out for advantage. Yes, he has. Both teams working hard in attack and defence.
Matamata just inching closely. They go through the backs.
Yeah, I think that's been touched and carried back, but he's going to go back for the penalty. Now, don't be surprised. They kick for the corner.
Okay, you're going to go for the KFC.
Well,
I was thinking earlier, maybe take the 3 points and keep that pressure up. There's still a bit of time in this game.
There is.
So,
no. They've gone to the wing. And Moranga stopped just close. Trupp now. He's been stopped as well. There's good defence from Morrinsville. Oh, and unfortunately there's been a little top on.
Well, it's a bit like earlier there, Gerard, where in the first half, the pressure told and it resulted in a try. This time it's the defence that wins it.
That's right.
And it was great passage of play there with ball in hand from UMS. Some even better defence from Morrinsville. But how funny is sport though, because that defence, as good as it was, wouldn't have been as good if Matamata Sports had scored.
Totally agree. Now it looks like we've had a replacement, and Josh Tuakarana has come off, and it's looked like is it older brother? Is his older brother on here? Ryan, is this Ryan that's gone at a halfback? Could well be. Yes, I think it is.
Scrum's messy again. How many times has Bracey been used off the scrum though?
He's had a big game.
For his big game.
Yes. Sweeney now, and he's got, that's a good touch finder too. He's gone outside the 20. Hello. And there's a penalty.
That's an offside call on the halfback again at scrum time. It's twice now that the UMS halfback has been pinged there. Josh Tuakarana. So a relieving penalty here.
And that's a very good kick from Sweeney. That's a very good kick.
He was playing, he was starring as Swampy, the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes mascot, in a cricket movie the other day at Seddon Park. So playing Sweeney gets around. Actually, he was helped out by Brendan Leonard as well, I was told.
Brendan Leonard's a Matamata boy.
For a All Black halfback.
Good effort from Joel to try and disrupt that. Bonner straight to the middle of that, but he's been stopped by Trent Williams. Trent Williams will need to get out of the way there. And he's coming from the side.
Yeah, that's silly. Very silly.
Silly play there. All that good work. Yes, and Dan Pearce is not happy. He's telling his players to think.
There was absolutely no need for it either, Gerard, because the defence, the guard dogs from Morrinsville Sports were there. There was no way the number 18 from Matamata was going to be able to turn that ball over, and all he did was concede another penalty.
2 penalties have they conceded 70 metres. So if they want to win this game, they're going to have to do it from deep. So Morrinsville throw. Pierce is trying to get up, but no, Bonner's got it from Morrinsville. Chad's got it again. Chad Bracey sets the ball up, and another penalty goes towards Morrinsville, playing advantage referee Brownlee. And they'll come back for the penalty, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Wayne Sweeney line up another shot goal here. Yes, there we go. I think this time it's going to be Peter Thomas Smith as we pick. 32 out right in front.
Yeah, well, I think, Sweeney's effort, even though it had the old commentators curse on it, the old leagues couldn't quite push it over, so maybe time for Smith. We've never seen goal kick before, so as
looks like
Sweeney is, no, he's just going to grab a water.
Just getting a drink.
Good on you there, Gerard, because both you and I had that same thought. And it would have been very interesting to see someone like Sweeney. I think he's just getting his orders there on the sideline as well. In games like this, you need someone who's played 100 games for his club, for his province, and even the Super Rugby side. He played a few games as well, so I mean, like with his experience in these situations is very much needed. So right out in front, 42 metres though, so not quite right out in front, but it is out in front.
Smith now, and he's going to be short with this one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely no follow through on it.
He's on his own, he's got no support. Ryan Turner finally gets there. They're back to halfway.
Heading for offside, but there's no general play.
He hasn't let the ball go.
United Matamata Sports are complaining about an offside there, but only the tackle was made. There was no ruck. So they had every right to get in the way of that Morrinsville Sports. The one thing those penalties have done, those kicks at goals, they've eaten up a lot of time from Morrinsville.
They have. Means UMS have to attack from deep inside their own territory.
And get the ball back. They need to get the ball back first. But a couple of metres outside their own 22.
Well, it looks like we've got both.
Just a reminder, folks, the time you do see on the stream is only a rough estimate, always in the referee's hands for time.
They're going to drive it to 22.
I speak for them before, so why not go back to it?
Absolutely. One is driving his head on. Still on their feet. UMS are going to have to regroup here. This could be a long pushover try.
UMS trying to do everything they can, but look at Ben Bonner just encouraging his forwards, just telling them to keep going.
Along the ground now. Bonner. Out in front of Tracy. He's handled the ball a lot today in front of the game.
Morrinsville looking as though they're just going to keep it in the forwards.
I can see Sweeney winding up a drop kick here. He's right behind the set play. Here he is.
They'll come now, I think.
He's sitting in the pocket. Here it is. No.
Henry Wilson being taken to a high tackle there, but Brownlee might have allowed that one.
Go! Morrinsville hot on attack. Laying the ball back. Bonner's got it. Big number 5. Steve Akuala. Even bigger, number 17.
And penalty for Matamata. To be honest, Gerard, I don't think going quick there is the right thing.
No, he's up again. He's gone quick again. And he's put this through on the toe. And with elbow. Oh, what a burst from Tane to fire. One other little snipe. And we've got yet another penalty coming on. So, chance now. Gone to Morrinsville. This could be dangerous.
Just eating up time here. And territory.
Great Force has taken a heavy knock there.
Yeah, he's holding his nose, I think.
Got one right in the side. Morrinsville, Sweeney. Has put that Callum Wood, number 11, I think.
Might actually be Henry Wilson, number 22. I've got a funny feeling hanging out on the right wing there.
22, and that's pretty much made the game safe for Morrinsville.
Probably the story of the game there, Gerard. UMS making critical mistakes at the wrong time. And Morrinsville, you know, they had scratchy starts both at the start of the first half and second half. And in the end, they managed to play a better game. Credit to Matamata though, they've stuck in it. They've got some reward for their doing. But just haven't been able to hang on to the ball at the right time.
And I think they've been hurt in penalties. They've given away penalties that have cost them.
And some silly ones as well.
Territory.
About the players' behaviour. Maybe feeling that it might be it. No, it's not. We're going to keep going.
Time up on the clock. Score 22-12 to Morrinsville.
I think if you
much time left.
you got to play the possession game here, don't you? Off the kick-off. Go short and try and claim that ball back.
Yeah, I think that's what Holdsworth's doing. He's put a nice drop kick up.
Get the flyby's card out.
Trent Williams has got it, pretended back. Stevie Edmonds has got it. He'll go to ground, and he's not got support, and he's had the ball robbed off him. And they can kick it out, and that'll be the end of the game.
Well, in the end, the game was pretty tight all the way through, Gerard. Like we said it would be from the start.
Yep.
Pretty, other than those silly errors being made from both teams, very decent game of rugby. And it did break up the last 10 minutes. Morrinsville had a lot of ball in territory. In the end, up taking it out by 10 points. But what could Matamata take away from this game going into the championship next week?
I think if they were able to eliminate some of the handling errors and tidy up their line out, so then they're going to guarantee themselves position. I think they'll go well in the championship round.
I would not be surprised to see them back in the premiership next season, to be honest.
I think that's the goal.
Anyway, so that's it here from Bedford Park. Matamata on the United Matamata Sports Jubilee weekend. Morrinsville Sports has taken it out, 22 over the home team. UMS 12. On behalf of my fellow commentators, thanks very much, Gerard O'Reilly, for your comments. And I know you've been getting a bit of grief from everyone on the sideline as well as on the comments. Thanks so much for your support, because it's so much easier to be done with a co-commentator. My thanks also to Joel Skulander, back in behind camera once more, because that makes things easier too when Joel's here. My name is Bevin Jenkinson, signing off. Don't forget, folks, that is round 1 completed. So it'll be United Matamata Sports and the University of Waikato who will go down to the championship next week, while the other 8 teams in the premiership will stay up and play up for the Waikato Brewery Shield July 10. And we'll bring a game to you next week, just not sure when. Ka kite anō for now.
Good one.